said that if you ate today, you should be grateful to a farmer. No farmers, no food, no future. A blessing and a pleasant day to all of the audience of this video. I'm Armaan Sidhu from Philippines, hence presenting before you the conflicts faced by my fellow Indian farmers in the Indian farmer protest since last year. It is also said that this is the largest protest in the world and the largest protest in the human history. This massive movement of our farmers has gained worldwide attention and has been reported internationally by news channels such as BBC News and DW News. It has been 6 months since our farmers has been sitting in the capital of India, which is Delhi. And it has been over 350 plus deaths in the farmer protest, yet the government is not paying attention to this matter. But in opposite, they are trying to suppress the farmer protest by various forms of abusive ways, such as internet shutdowns so the world will not know the truth, the torture in the prisons, the violation of human rights, and blocking food and water from reaching to the farmers, and also doing harm and threatening journalists or news reporters that dare to speak up the truth in front of the world. Just look at the images of our fellow farmers in different types of seasons, in winters, in summer, and in weathers like rain and scorching heat on their body. How difficult must it be for them to deal and manage with this kind of situation? But by the God's grace, they have their high spirits totally alive and have the courage to win this project. Is this the country with the world's largest democracy that is leaving its farmers at the mercy of corporations? And for those who does not know what are these bills all about and what is this protest all about, let us briefly discuss what are the farm bills. The first is the Farmers Produce, Trade and Commerce, Promotion and Facilitation Bill of 2020. This bill states that the buyer and the farmer have the freedom to trade outside the registered mandis or APMC, which means Agricultural Produce Market Committee. And it is also stated that a farmer may trade even out of his state and transport his produce from state to state. But we want to share, based on FAO, India consists of 82% small farmers, which means they have 2 hectares of land or equivalent to 4 to 5 acres of land. So how can a person or a farmer having 4 to 5 acres of land go to a state to another state bearing all the expenses of transportation if going to the local mandi is difficult for them? And one more thing, it will weaken or destroy the APMC structure or the mandis, because at first the buyers or the corporates will offer a higher price than the MSP or the mandis to attract the farmers towards them. And then when the APMC or the mandis will be destroyed, the buyers or the corporates will do as they please and they will focus on their private needs. And why is MSP, minimum support price, that is given by the government in the APMC mandis, why is it not written in the legal writing? Going onto history, we would also like to inform you that this model has been failed in America and England. And in 2006, this was implemented in Bihar. It is a state of India where it also failed miserably. The second bill is a Farmers Empowerment and Protection. Agreement of a Price Assurance of Farmer Services Act of 2020, where it is clearly stated that a trader, buyer or corporate will have a legal and a direct agreement with the farmer, where the farmer will sell their produce to the trader and the buyer at a predetermined prices. But the issue here is that the trader or the buyer will not necessarily think to pay a fair price and correct price to the farmer for their produce. And we also want to state that many rounds of meeting have been taken place between the government and the farmers, but the government is not agreeing on the terms of the farmers. And the third bill is Essential Commodities Amendment Bill of 2020, where this bill not only affects the farmers but also a common man. This bill removes the essentials like oilseeds, onions, and potatoes from the essential commodities list. which allows the corporates and the buyers to store the products as much as they want, buying it or buying the product from the farmers at first at cheap prices, and when the market value of that product rises in the market, they will start to selling out their stored products, which will benefit them, not the farmers, not the common man. We also want to share that 16 to 18% of GDP of India is from agricultural sector. Many small farmers are committing suicides every day because of small loans. But when an official does corruption, it is forgiven. Why? Why is this kind of system acceptable? NRIs from different countries have also showed much love and support for the farmers' protest. We are extremely glad that even being outside of the country, they are connected to their roots. Countries like USA, Canada, Australia, England, Italy, New Zealand, and Philippines, and other countries have showed much support for the farmers. High officials and respected personalities like Justin Trudeau, the PM of Canada, and the senators of USA also support the farmers.
Let me remind you, Canada will always be there to defend the right of peaceful protest. We believe.
According to this news, the Prime Minister laid a foundation on the new Parliament building, which is estimated to be 971 crore Indian rupees. But not only that, the government also announced the Central Vista project, which is estimated to be 20,000 crore Indian rupees, or which is equivalent to $2.8 billion, in which we can buy 7 lakh ventilators and 13.3 lakh portable ventilators for the Indian citizens. So it may help them battle and fight in this Indian COVID crisis. So I think all of you are wise enough to think which is the important step to take in this situation. Just imagine how many hospitals could be built with that sum of money. For those not knowing about Central Vista, it is Delhi's center and India's power center. This is the 3-kilometer stretch from Rajpath to the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and it is also included that they will build a new house or a residence for the PM, the new office for PM, the new residence for Vice President, and a secretary. The oxygen crisis in India is making headlines in other countries and newspapers. The 3 lakh cases per day is also hitting the world records. We're not criticizing the government in any way, but we want to say that we need to focus on what is happening today, what is crucial in today's time. You can see the images of cremations of 100 different places. Also heard that the government employed the lockdown, and it also said that social distancing was not implemented in the farmers' protest. But what about the election rallies that took place in states like Bengal and other places? What about them? What about the election rallies? Why didn't they question about it? And lastly, we also like to thank and express our dearest gratitude to different organizations that helped in this COVID period, and especially in the farmers' protest, like Colossal organization and many farmers and business owners that helped in this farmer protest.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. At tayo ngayon ay nagtatanong upang mas lubos nating maintindihan ang mga suliranin na ito.
Bakit mahigit 6 na buwan na nagpa-farmer protest sa India, at bakit hindi sumasamang ayon ang gobyerno sa mga may kahilingan?
Mahigit na 6 na buwan na nagpa-farmer protest ang mga magsasaka dahil patuloy pa rin nilang hinihingi ang kanilang mga karapatan mula sa gobyerno. Nais nila ma-cancel ang 3 farm bills na sinasabi ito ay anti-farmers at ito ay makakasira sa kanilang kabuhayan at kikitain dahil mapupunta ang buong farmer community sa mga kamay ng mga corporations na mag-iisip lamang ang mga corporations para sa ikakabuti ng sarili at hindi para sa ikakabuti ng farmers at ng mga tao. Kahit nagkaroon ng mahigit 10 mga meetings ang farmer leaders at ang gobyerno, hindi pa rin malaman ang dahilan kung bakit ayaw pumayag ng gobyerno sa mga kahilingan ng farmers para sa kanilang mga karapatan.
Bakit lalong mas tumataas ang bilang ng COVID sa India?
Makikita natin mula sa balita na ito na ang sinasabi na hindi prepared at nakahanda ang bansa at ang mga opisyales sa second wave na dumating sa bansa. At kung ating iisipin ang dumadaming mga deaths sa bansang ito, ang dahilan po nito ay ang oxygen shortage at kawalan ng supply sa gobyerno.
Salamat sa inyong kasagutan at kami maunawaan.
Maraming salamat din po sa inyo. And at this point, I would like to express my gratitude and thank all of my audience that paid attention to this news. Thank you and God bless.